All right. Hello, everybody. All right. So, this is my first attempt at doing a live on this channel. I decided to give my 2 cents on some spiritual talk. This is everybody and their mama is talking about spirituality and manifesting and all this stuff. And the name of my channel is Manifest Factor. So I figured that I would go ahead and do a video on what it is to manifest. So we're going to write here on the board what, hopefully you can see that, what is manifesting? What is it? What is this stuff that people keep talking about on TikTok and Instagram and in YouTube and everywhere else? All this stuff, right? My handwriting is terrible. So, anyway, what is manifesting? Well, simply put, manifesting is bringing forth that which is in the invisible realm, aka the spiritual realm, bringing that forth into the physical world. So, everything that exists in this physical world also exists in the invisible world, in the spiritual realm. Okay? The realm of thought. Because everything starts with a thought. Okay? Everything. And you may ask, what does that mean? What do you mean when you say everything starts with a thought? Well, everything starts with a thought because, for example, if you're building a house, right? You're thinking about, hey, you get an idea, right? Ooh, I have an idea, right? What is an idea? An idea is a thought, right? An idea is a thought, right? You have the idea and thought in your head. Okay, what's next? You got to take action, right? Action, right? Okay. Now, let's get back to that idea. That idea is build a house. That's the idea. You building a house. So that's the thought. I want to build a house. That's the idea. The idea and the thought. The idea and the thought are basically the same thing. It's a synonymous thing. It's an idea. It's thought. It's something that lives in your head. A thought is something that lives in your head. It lives in your mind. And I'm going to keep saying this stuff over and over again because I want to drill down and hope you to understand that everything begins as a thought. Everything. Let me see. Everything. Take notes too. Take some notes. Everything. You know what? I am a horrible teacher right now. Excuse me. I just have to keep erasing stuff. But take notes. I want you to write this down. And I want you to circle it. And I want you to put a box around it. I want you to put a star around it. I'm going to say everything starts as a thought. Everything starts as a thought in your head. Okay? Everything. You want to know about manifestation? The first thing you need to understand is manifestation starts as a thought. The thing you want to manifest starts as a thought or idea. Doesn't matter which one you use, it's all the same thing. Okay? Now, let me know if you can see that. Okay? Let me see if I can't zoom out. So, see here, fix the camera. You get it. You get the drift of what's going on, I think. So, if everything starts as a thought, then how do things get manifested into reality? You ask, right? Well, once you have the thought and the idea of, for example, our house. So we got our house, right? Our house is our thought. Okay? That's our thought. Can you see that? Hang on. I'm going to have to do some maneuvering. Okay. Excuse me. Sorry. There we go. So, oh my gosh. Sorry, guys. All right. So, our house is the thought. Now, what happens after you think about something, you have an idea? What is the next thing that you do? You start to have a feeling about this thought, right? So after the thought is a feeling, okay? Or an emotion, right? So we're going to put in the physical world, well, what's happening? You're having, if you want to do something, usually it's good feelings. So I'm going to say feeling and emotion. Okay. Feeling, emotion. Right? You either get excited, you get amped, you get pumped up, right? Trying to see how to explain this. Give me a moment. So you have the house, and then you have your emotion and your feeling, which would be, I'm just going to say how you feel. I'm just going to say how you feel about it. That's the best way I can explain that is, okay? How you feel a way about it. You feel motivated, you feel excited, you feel happy. That's a good word, motivated. I'm going to put motivated up here. I'm going to put motivated. Motivated. Most people are motivated about a house, right? Okay. And I'm going to put some brackets around there. What's next after you get motivated? What do? Well, you start taking action, right? That's the next thing. You take action. The next thing is to see what it is that you need to do to get this house. Take action, right? And that is doing something. Doing something. And that something could be researching, finding a realtor, excuse me. Let me make sure I say that right before somebody gets on me. Realtor. Realtor. The next thing to do is to find a realtor, right? Another thing you might want to do is get pre-qualified, get pre-approved, right? You want to get pre-approved. You want to see what your credit score is. You want to see, looking at your credit score, looking at how much money you bring in, looking at your debt to income ratio, and seeing if you meet the qualifications to buy a house. So then you start to wonder, what type of loan am I going to qualify? Am I going to get a conventional loan? Is my credit good enough? Am my income good enough for a conventional loan? Or am I going to have to get an FHA loan? You know, you want to start seeing what the deal is, right? So you want to make sure you have enough money coming in. You want to look at your credit score, right? Then one of the biggest things is I would say you want to make sure you got, depending on how much you want to buy, you want to make sure you have enough for your down payment and earnest money, right? So you're getting all these things together. You're gathering up information. That is a part of taking action. in the process. So let's go back, right? First, you have an idea. I want to buy a house. I want a house, right? Obviously, you're going to be excited about it. That's how you feel. You're motivated. You want to do this. You're excited. You just like, I got to get me a house, right? And you start doing research. You get a realtor. You tell them how much you can afford. You figure out how much you can afford by doing research, finding out how much you make, get your deposit down, your put your down payment together, getting that together, looking at your credit score, seeing if you meet that qualification. And the final thing is what? You have your house, right? So you got the house, you feel good about it, you take action. Now, let me put this in parentheses. I'm going to just say, find realtor, right? Put that like that. That's part of, I'm going to just put that one thing. But we talked about everything else. You can rewind this video and fill in the details, right? So then what is the final thing? Moving into your house. That's the final product. Moving into your house. Okay? And that would be considered achieved results. We're going to call that achieved results. Achieved results. Manifesting house. Manifested house. Bam. All right. Let me lower this a little bit. Okay. Bam. There you go. You manifested your house. You took the steps. You took the steps. The first step was just thinking about wanting a house, the desire, you know. Let me put that up there, desire. And desire actually is a part of action, but that's more of an abstract thing. Then you have the 3. You took action. And then 4. You're actually moving in the house or living in the house. That's the result. The result is actually living in house. That's the final result. That's the manifestation. Living in that house that you wanted. You got it. You wanted it and you got it. Right? Oh, man. If you want to see the rest of it, then you can just rewind the video, because this is a complete mess that I have going on here. A complete mess. Complete mess. This was so random. But anyway, I'm going to erase all this. Like I said, you got the audio and you can hear everything I was saying and you saw everything I wrote, and so you can take notes, right? But that's the gist of manifestation. It's easy. You manifest every single day. You just don't realize it because you're thinking thoughts all day long. And the key is whatever your prominent thoughts are, those are the things that get manifested the fastest. Let me reiterate that. I mean, let me throw in some caveats with that. Or throw in some disclaimers rather. The disclaimer with manifestation is the thoughts plus charged, highly charged emotions, right? Thoughts plus highly charged emotions. The more excited you are, the more feeling you have behind your thoughts, the faster the manifestation time is, right? So, thoughts, because see, if you're highly motivated to do something, if you feel deeply about something, you're more likely to take action. Okay? So the next thing is the action. Forward, I'm going to say forward action or deliberate action. Or we're just going to say action. We're just going to say action, right? Put a square around there, square around there. Boom. Equals results. That's simple, right? Very, very simple. Thoughts plus highly charged emotions plus action equals results. Okay, so I got that on the screen, but you can go back and rewind that so that you can see the entirety. See it in its entirety. Okay, so, you know what I'm thinking about doing? Maybe I should. I forget. I'm gonna just write smaller next time. So, that's the gist of manifestation. Now, let's get into, and I'm running through this because this is just an overview. This is not the full, meat and potatoes. This is like just some little nuts and bolts just to get you understanding what manifestation is all about. Just to let you know, it's not some old weird spooky stuff. I know a lot of people make it seem like it's this thing where it's just all weird and spooky and you have to know all this and you got to be in a secret society in order to be able to have the stuff that you want in your life, and it's just not true. You can do that. And I mean, there's power in that. There's power that you can only begin to imagine in that when you're moving with a huge group. I mean, you can make some serious stuff happen, but you can do it without all of that. You really don't need the secret. I think the secret society is for people that need the camaraderie, they need support, they need somebody to literally be like, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals this. And then you get like a whole group of people that are paying money into this stuff and whatever. It just goes on and on and on. You can do that if you want and then be all hooked up into some sort of system where you get all these, get out of jail free cards. Oops, did I say that? Let me shut up. But it really, when you think about the game of Monopoly, wow, I just had an epiphany. But anyway, let me get back on track. Manifesting, put that on the board, because that's what we're talking about. Manifesting. Okay. Oh, manifesting. I don't like the way I wrote that. It's ugly. So if somebody comes on here and is like, what is she talking about? Manifesting. Right. Is that good? Is that great? Yes. It's good enough. It does the job. Let me keep that on it. So, manifesting is just thinking a thought. You're always thinking thoughts. Now, become aware of your thoughts. I want you to pause right now, right where you are. And I want you to think about what you're thinking about. Okay? Right now, what are you thinking about? Write it down. Right now, what I'm thinking about is I'm thinking about speaking clearly and conveying the ideas that are coming to me in the most simplistic way so that I can help you to understand manifesting better. That is what I'm focusing on. Okay? So all of my emotions and my intentions are focused on helping you to truly understand manifesting and what it is. Because I have been studying this for years. And I'm finally grasping it to the point where, like, it's not even, I don't even have to dwell on it. I don't even have to write affirmations. I don't have to say affirmations. I'm so confident with it that, I mean, even I can be presented with the most difficult situation right now, and I'm able to quickly manifest the desired result. Whatever, placed in any situation, circumstance, on a whim, and I can quickly tune into the channel and the frequency of that which I want to be in the snap of a finger. It takes a lot of training and renewing and refreshing of your mind to get to that point where it's instantaneous. Okay? And I've done so much research and I've experimented. It takes experimentation because the reality is, this is the secret that no one tells you in terms of manifesting. And this is why a lot of people join secret societies and groups, right? Manifesting is subjective. And that's why sometimes people will say, well, somebody gave me this formula and this idea and this whatever. They told me to do these little steps and I did it and it didn't work. There's a reason why it didn't work. I'm not going to tell you in this video, but there's a reason why all the things that you've read in the book or that somebody gave you in a formula or whatever, you've tried it and it didn't work. There's a reason for that. And that is what I'm going to talk about in the next video. Why your manifestation is not working. Once I tell you why it's not working, why you are not attracting the things that you want in your life, you might be able to, and the reality is you might be able to attract some things, but then other things you might not be able to attract. Like, I can easily attract a car. That's so easy. It's not even funny because I've been doing it for so long. I manifested my first car actively, intentionally in 2003. That was the first time I attracted a car, a brand new car. I was like, I was on Skid Row. Not literally, but all I had was the clothes on my back and I had to figure out how to get in a car. I was driving a friend's car and I was behind on the payments. My friend came up to my job, drove with somebody and got her car, and I walked outside in the dead of winter. All I had was the coat on my back and the clothes on my back, and I had nothing. And I had to figure out how I was going to get a car. And I was like 2 hours away from home. But from that point to me, it took me about 2 weeks. Probably less than 2 weeks. A little less than 2 weeks. Or a little more. I don't know. It was about, I would say 2 to 3 weeks. Within 2 to 3 weeks, I had a brand new car. Brand new car. Brand new 2013 car. And there were some things that I did. And I wasn't even really conscious of what I was doing. I wasn't even, like, I was just like, okay, I know I need to do this. I need to do that. But my belief, without a shadow of a doubt, was so strong. Because I had no other option. I had no choice but to believe. I was in such dire straits. I was in such a bad situation that the alternative to not believing was so scary. It's like I wasn't even going to allow myself to think anything but the fact that I was going to get in a new car. I had no other choice. That's how my back was up against the wall. It was like, either you're going to manifest a car or you're going to just be like, your life is going to be horrible. And it's like, well, my life ain't about to be horrible, so I'm going to manifest this car. And so I did. But it takes extreme belief. It takes zero doubt, 0% fear, 0% doubt, 100% of knowing that it is going to happen without a shadow of a doubt. And it has to happen. And if you fix in your mind that what it is that you want, whatever it may be, it has to happen, is nothing that can keep you from it. There is absolutely nothing in the universe that can keep you from it. Because at that point, you are vibrating at the frequency of that thing that you desire so much. Because you know you already have it. In your mind, it's yours. It's yours. You know? So this was an intro to manifesting. getting you in the mind of it. This is for, and if you are new, if you know all about manifesting, please don't waste your time watching this video. Don't waste your time watching this. This is for people that are just beginning to understand spirituality. And, you know, they've seen a few clips on YouTube, they've seen a few clips on Instagram, and people are giving them pieces of stuff that they don't really know what's going on. This is for people that are trying to really understand manifesting. Obviously, there's a whole big world towards to understanding spirituality. The manifesting is just a very, it's a piece of the small piece of the pie, but it's a starting point. And I think it's the most fun place to start, because otherwise, if you get into that other stuff, it'll suck you dry, and you will take the fun out of it. Truly. And see, once you start to manifest and then stuff gets taken away from you and you're like, wait a minute, I was able to manifest it, but now it's gone. This happened and that happened. Then that's the next level. Because that's going to happen to everybody. When you can manifest whatever it is that you want, you go through the steps and you manifest it. You condition your mind to know that whatever it is that you want, you can truly have. And it comes. And then it goes away and you're like, wait a minute, what happened? Well, that's the next step. That's the part where you're like, wait a minute, I got to take a step back. Manifesting is easy, but maintaining is the hard part. And that's when you go on the whole journey toward the night of the what is it called? Something of the dark soul. Excuse me, it misses my mind. You go on the dark night of you go into the dark night of the soul. That's what I'm trying to say. Once you go into the dark night of the soul, it's when you begin to face the darker aspects of yourself that cloud your mind, that bring forth doubt and fear, all the things that have conditioned you throughout your entire life, that take things away from you because you're focused on them and you don't even realize it. Everybody is wired towards negativity in some aspects, right? Something in your life happened to you, and it's something that you go to when you're not even thinking. We all have it. We all have these conditions that we kind of just get stuck in, and that's the thing that we focus on without even realizing it. And that's the negativity that starts to create havoc in our life. It starts to wreak havoc in our life. That's called the shadow self. The shadow starts to take over, the deep, dark subconscious, right? The negative aspects that are within the subconscious mind are the things that are responsible for bad stuff happening to us, or undesirable stuff happening to us, right? You don't desire to be poor. You don't desire to be homeless. You don't desire any of these things that are uncomfortable, right? Now, for some people, being homeless is comfortable. They like it. They see it as freedom. Well, we're not talking about that. That's not bad for them. That's not undesirable for them. Maybe something that's undesirable for a homeless person that enjoys being homeless would be not having enough food to eat. So that would, it's relative. There's things that, let's just put it this way, everything ain't for everybody, right? And people like what they like. They want what they want. They're happy with the life that they have, but there are certain things that they just would, they could do without. Okay. So on that note, I'm going to stop talking. It's been wonderful. And come back to the next video. If like, share, subscribe. If you like the video, like it. If you don't like it, dislike it. Don't come back. I don't want to waste your time. But if you loved it, hey, subscribe to the channel. And I think that's going to be it. Give me some feedback. Tell me where I can improve. I love feedback. I love constructive criticism. If you want to write me mean, nasty stuff, you can do that too. I'll just read it and take the value out of it and then delete the trash, So all feedback is welcome. And have a wonderful evening. Goodbye.